Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie, and today is all about sketchbooks. I have an obsession with sketchbooks, maybe. I love sketchbooks. I've loved sketchbooks pretty much all my life. I like to draw, and I like to enjoy with drawing on different paper. So I have lots of sketchbooks. These are all in progress. Yeah, I need to start finishing some. I'm almost finished with this one, so that's pretty good. And I'm actually, let's see, when did I start this? Almost a year ago. But it's because I've been working in lots of different ones over the year. I don't finish them that quickly. This one I did start a year ago. This one I started last August, and it's just different landscapes. There's not really many in there. This one I started last August, and I was doing like a page, like sort of like an illustrated journal in this one, but it didn't get finished either. This one, I planned on starting it in June. I did one, so you get the picture. This one I started back in 2022, August of 2022, just to do buildings, and then it sort of switched. But yeah, this was, to do buildings. I made this out of an old book called Minute Masterpieces. I just thought that was sort of funny. Little play on, you can't make a masterpiece in a minute. But yeah, the book was falling apart. It's still a little falling apart. I need to put some, something to cover the edges, like some clear tape or something. But yeah, I just thought the cover was pretty funny. That's got some in it. Then I have... This is probably my oldest one in this set. Maybe not, maybe this one. This one I started in 2021. And the paper is very thin. It's literally thinner, a lot thinner than even copy paper. So some things just didn't, the reason I bought it is because it had this section of craft paper. And I was like, oh, this would be great. Well, this paper is so thin. I got this at Michael's. It's one of the more inexpensive ones that they have. Yeah, it's good if you just want to play around and sketch, which is what I did at the beginning of this. You will only get to use one side. The paper is way too thin to even try to do two-sided. Even trying to write notes on it wasn't working, so this one sort of, it was just my messy sketchbook. Like these I drew while my daughter was driving. So yeah, these are just messy little sketches. Some things have come out of it by working in this one, and then I decided to go ahead. These were patron draw-alongs. This one may not have, well, this may have been odd orange. Sketchbook session. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And I was trying to use, I don't even know what I was using. Color pencils, I think, but they just didn't, the paper, the texture, they do rub off. So that's all I've done with that one. This one, as you can see, I have a lot of art creations, and the reason is last year Michael's brought them in as a seasonal product, and when they decide that season is over, they put them on extremely low clearance. I think I paid like maybe $2 for these. This one I think I paid $5, but yeah. So this one I have done. This piece, which is based on a photograph that I took while we were in the Lake District back in March. This one I was just playing around with Posca pens and seeing, and I just did not like the way it worked. There's so many little bumps, and so I didn't really do anything. I didn't go as detailed as I thought I would. These were some things I was going to glue in. These are from sketchbook sessions with April of Monkey Mintaka. This one was one that we did about the Derwent pencil factory in the Lake District. So that one was fun, just using pen. Because sometimes I just grab a piece of paper to draw on because I don't know how much I'm actually going to get done. So yeah, I have lots and lots of sketchbooks. This one is more of an art journal. I started this one in 2022. The paper is fairly thick, but it's still not, it's not going to hold up to a lot of wet medium. So what I did, I've been using it with different like markers. These are, this was Pitt brush pens and Polychromos test page. Drew this on my birthday. Just, just drawing little things. Like I said, some of this has turned into product. Like this turned into a whole product line that I've done, and I'm actually in the process of redoing this product line, and, well, not redoing the product line, using these illustrations on some new product. And this one is what I'm working on with Christmas. This one hasn't come out of anything. It may end up being on a tea towel that I'm working on. In my bag. Things that were in my bag. This was just another... I like drawing the line art in this sketchbook and then either scanning it or snapping a picture and then taking it into Procreate on my iPad. So that's what a lot of things have happened with these. Like this one, I'm working on this one for a piece. This, I've taken it, just took the pencil sketch, the rough pencil sketch, instead of refining it with pen, and took it straight in. I've used it in my latest coloring book. And this was an on location that didn't get finished. Playing around with flowers. I do like to draw flowers. Just some abstract. These are Pitt artist pens and just a fine liner on top. Again, these are just coming up with ideas for things. Now these I painted with acrylics because when I do paint parties. And so what I did was, instead, so I could try out things, I gessoed these pages. They work great with gesso. It definitely makes the pages, like I had drawn on this, and you cannot see it except where I painted over the edge. But the gesso does work great. This one hasn't got painted yet, but yeah. So I have a couple more gessoed pages in here. This was a sketching session with April of Monkey Mintaka again, with her patron, and it was people and animals. And so yeah, this book, it might get finished in a different way, who knows, but I do like all the different types of papers. It's really fun to work with the different types of papers. Yeah, this I'll show you what's in this one real quick. This one, I need to do a flip through of what I've been doing in this, because I've really started, it started out just anything and everything, and then I started making patterns, playing around with patterns in this book, and this has given me so much, this has been so much fun doing the patterns in the book, and just playing around with it. And some of these have turned into sketches on the iPad and into patterns that are available in my shop, things like that. Sketchbooks are my way of working through my process, and I really like that because it makes it easier to have something, when I want to get off of a screen. These, like I said, are not finished. They've been started. Like these were where I was coming up with concepts and working through just challenges on Instagram and things like that, coming up with the ideas in this one. So this one didn't, that one can still be used for that type projects. This one, these are ones I've made. They are with Canson Mixed Media paper, and I literally buy the big pads of it and cut it down into the sizes that I want for my sketchbooks, and then just either staple them or actually sew them. But yeah, I create sketchbooks. This was just playing around with watercolor and gouache, and then in the back I started, this was fun, this is a thing I was trying to do, go through all my markers and color pencils and see how things worked on top of each other. So I did this in 2021, just playing with patterns and doing different markers and different pins on top. It was fun. It was a fun little project. I might actually take some of these and scan some of these in because I really do like them. I think they were fun little things to do and use them as a jumping off point for more patterns. This one is watercolor paper, and all I have done, this is a cold pressed watercolor paper, and all I've done is that one piece. This one is another mixed media paper, and I actually have done some things in it. This piece here, I have used so many times to inspire myself to create other plant paintings. This was actually, I actually did this out at a local restaurant, little sandwich shop, and I painted it while I was sitting there, playing around with hot sauce, just drawing little things. This one was, trying out my watercolors, my Pitt pens at the time. I have way more than this now. I have way more color pencils than this, watercolors, and that's all I've done in this one. It's, Now my finished ones, that's another story. These, I still, even though I'm moving my studio around and cleaning everything up, I've yet to find number 1 of 2020. This stack of finished books, or almost finished books, were part of the 100-day project. This was the 100-day project for 2020, and this was the one I started in 2021. And I am getting ready to start it again for 2024. I'm going to start September 22nd and do to the end of the year. And my projects for the 100-day projects have always been the day, like illustrating my day, illustrating my life. And so this was the first one. I started this in Monday, well, nope, this is number 2, sorry. So there would have been 20 days prior to this that I actually started it, because there is enough to do 20 days in each book. It gives me a sense of completion, that I actually can complete something. And these were all, just things just little illustrations of my day. It really does make you remember what was going on that day. It also is really fun because then you're illustrating it, not just writing about it. Yeah, these are my illustrated journals for 2020. Hotels opened back up on the beach on Mother's Day weekend, and we went and stayed for Mother's Day in 2020. And then, different things all about the toilet paper. The lack of toilet paper, I should say. Yeah. And so we just did this. That's what most all of these are, or all of these are my little, basically drawing my day. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed this one. And enjoyed this project, so that's why I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. Because it really does help you to realize you do a lot in a day. And then, drawing recipes. Some of these have turned into other things. Like some of the sketches. Like, my farm. We had a lot of Zoom in 2020. Lots of Zoom in 2020. And yeah, so pickups, running errands, all kinds of stuff. It was really fun. Oh, forgot about that. My goat. We raise goats, and the goats really like to get on the roof of things. So they're mischievous. But yeah, and then in 2021, I restarted it again for the end of September. Planning on doing September through January. I did not finish it. I got part of the way through the 4th book. So So 20, 40, 60, and then, you know, a little over 2 months, basically. And so, yeah, I started it on the 21st of September. Mm-hmm. There's another one of my sandwiches from the same sandwich place, just a different time. But yeah, all my sketchbooks have really helped me along with my journey. And so I do have a bunch over here that I have made up and ready to go. This one these are actually I'm going to use for journals. I actually have one for September, which I've not been keeping up with as I should have, but it's just writing. But I made these. It's the cover is a file folder, and the interior pages are coffee dyed or painted papers, lightly dyed papers and things like that that I have created. And I wanted to use them for something. So I've made some of those. I have a couple of these ready for the 100-day project. Like I said, it's the mixed media paper, enough to do 20 days in each, so I have my first 40 days. This is a small one. This is watercolor paper, and yeah, well, that should have been in my started. Didn't realize that one. And then this one, I like the idea of traveler's notebooks. I used to do them a lot, and I really was hoping to use these for my trip to England and the UK, and I didn't do it. So this is mixed media paper and watercolor paper. The cover is watercolor paper, and yeah, it's just stapled. But I'll end up using it for something. And then the last empty one that I have, I do have more of these empty, but these haven't even been opened, so I don't even consider them, you know. This I started, what I did was, it's a big, huge sheet of watercolor paper, and one side is blank, and I made this big accordion book. One side has nothing, like no paint on it, but this side, I painted the watercolor paper as a big sheet, and so this is a starting off point, is what I had planned. Well, as you can see, I've not done anything in this accordion book. So if I don't use the starting off point, like these as jumping off points, I can just use the blank pages. So, yeah, sometimes I get in the mood to make a lot of sketchbooks, which is the reason there's so many empty ones. But I have shown I do use them, and they will get used. I do have I probably have a few more that are not finished, that are not even been started in the box, because I am working on packing up my studio. And so, and the whole point of packing up my studio is I'm going through everything, like trying to go through all of these and making sure that I have a way of storing my sketchbooks, but then also I'm trying to make sure that I have them all in one place, so like all in one box. I want to have all of my sketchbooks completed, the ones that are completed, the ones that are empty, the ones that have already been started. I want to have them where I can actually get a hold of them easily. And so that is the reason I have them all in one spot. Because, I do like the idea of having all my sketchbooks where I can grab them. And as you can see, I went from doing watercolor to doing black and white in this last one, or next to the last one. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this slight little different video. It's a little bit longer and a little chattier than I am normally. Well, I started this page, never erased the pencil lines. So you can see I draw everything in pencil before I draw it in ink. So yeah, it doesn't always end up being finished. Oh, this is the day I met John Michael Higgins from Pitch Perfect. He was really nice. He was in our town filming a movie for Netflix that came out in 2022. But yeah, so sketchbooks are fun even if they don't get finished. So make sure you pull out your sketchbooks. I would love to see what you do. So if you do anything on social media, tag me. I'm Katie Cannon Designs on Instagram. And I would love to see your sketchbook pages. And yeah, I think now I'm going to work on filming a sketchbook session video for my next video. So if you like this video, click that like button and hit subscribe, and I will see you soon.